Okay, now we got it. What's up, creative community? Thanks for joining the channel. Once again, I'm pretty pumped. This is Lorenzo from the COACHMC studio, and I'm having another coffee break with you guys. And today I want to reflect about acting in English. So predominantly, you might think this video is for all those non-English speaking people out there, right? Living in non-English speaking countries, trying to make their living with performances, with creativity, with acting maybe, want to join a bigger community. But this could also be interesting for those who actually speak English and live in English speaking countries, such as Great Britain, Australia, Canada, America, and so on and so forth. Because there is a certain aspect to acting in English and why it has become so important for all those, people all around the globe who are performing, who are actors. Because let's face it, the market has become global, and so we have to adjust to the priorities and to the necessities of this huge business that lies in front of us. So discover with this video in my coffee break what power these three little words actually can hold for yourself, for your performance, for your environment, for your business, and for your actions. Let's see what's cooking. I'm pretty pumped, guys, that you're joining today's episode of my coffee break. This video was actually the first video I thought of producing for the channel, but it took us hundreds of other videos to come up finally with this product right here, because I think the topic of today's video is actually the reason the COACHMC studio exists in the first place. The topic of today's video is the reason we're doing this in the first place, and then it kind of expanded. So it's kind of beautiful to take you back really quick. I have to rewind the tape just for a couple of seconds to give you the full context, so you can appreciate the magnitude of the importance of acting in English and what this business is actually, has become and what it is all about right now, today. It was 2014. Back then I was living in Rome, in the Eternal City in Italy, and I just started my acting endeavors over there. I changed everything about my life. I moved from Germany to Italy, changed habits, pretty much everything. So it was kind of crazy, and I was struggling finding my place over there. And it was in 2014 when the market, internationally speaking, was opening up immensely. Like Netflix arrived to Europe. They started shooting all over the place, as well as Amazon and other independent players. Besides, of course, the classical, traditional big studio productions, such as James Bond and all the other great productions that shoot all over the place. Suddenly, there was an increase of demand of Italian actors in Italy in 2014 for, playing small parts in those international productions. Because also of tax laws that kind of forced the international productions to hire and employ more local people when they were shooting overseas, all of a sudden, there was this huge market that just popped up and that, needed Italian actors speaking English. There was a lot of work. This is how the COACHMC studio started. We helped actors with their, monologues, some self-tapes, smaller auditions for their smaller parts in those big international productions. And it kind of turned out to be a very successful endeavor right from the start. It pretty much worked from day one, and we were overwhelmed with the results. So we thought, this is a market. Acting in English is a global market, because it wasn't just in Italy. It was pretty much everywhere in Europe. People were shooting in France, in Spain, in Sweden, in Germany. Eastern Europe, of course. They were shooting all over the place, and more actors were joining the performing community, entertainment industry. They needed to speak some proper English, to have the right inflection, the right tone, the right rhythm, the right delivery, to really not just speak, but also to act. Really propel emotions and tell a compelling story or close a storyline. Sometimes also these smaller parts that we're giving out to those local actors were pretty crucial to the development of the whole story. So you have immense budget and small roles that were the key to those stories, right? So you really had to make sure that those actors knew what they were talking about and that their act was flawless. We were, facing casting calls, audition, self-tape requests from all over the place. Like I said, we realized acting in English has become a skill. If you are somewhere where English is not your mother language, where it's not the habitual language that you're performing, chances are that if you set up your act in English on a high level, if you set up your reel, your portfolio, whatever you have to offer to the media complex out there, and you also include an English monologue, chances are you will book a smaller part for a big budget productions before you get hired by your local theater. This is how crazy this whole acting in English has become. Because exponentially right now, the market is just becoming bigger. Just think about Netflix going to India, to the Philippines. You know, many productions out there that are really shooting globally. A couple of you guys might say, well, that's just, you know, a few films all over the year. I can't make my living out of that. Well, think twice. First of all, it's not just a couple of movies. There are a lot of productions throughout the year all over the place. Second of all, you can make a living out of it if you make a great impression on one of those movies. Be assured that international productions are smart productions. They know exactly who's delivering the right product, who is in the zone, who is a capable actor, who is reliable, who is professional. They will remember you. Next year, they come again. Maybe they hire you for a bigger job. Maybe they take you over. Maybe you create some connections on set. Maybe you travel to the States, to Great Britain, and you take a great acting course over there and you create some further connections with the people you were working previously. You see, this whole thing has immense ramifications for your career, for your being, and also for developing a new skill. Because I'm telling you this, actors who are jumping into a new language, trying to interpret feelings that they are used to, but with a different tool, all of a sudden, they were becoming better with their act. They were more convincing in English than in Italian because their language wasn't, I would call it, infested with bad habits. In Italian, in their mother language, they were all full of flaws. They were used to their mother language. They admitted everything that their spirit was made of, that their telling, their performance, their storytelling was made of. And of course, that's beautiful because that's the human condition and we want to see those flaws and those little inconsistencies. But to a certain extent, that was also kind of hindering them in really bringing out their best product. Now they were doing a monologue in English and they had to focus, right, to deliver all the words, the rhythm and everything flawlessly. And by doing so, they were just propelled towards delivering the product and not thinking about, oh, am I doing this right? Or should I add something more? Right? Actors sometimes have the tendency, or artists per se, like to kind of put some ornamentation where they actually don't need it anymore. Sometimes they don't fully trust their product, so they add something, and by doing so, they're actually watering down the essence of what they're trying to propel. But now, all of a sudden, in English, they were so focused that they were leaving out everything that was not necessary, that was inconsistent, that was not fruitful, that was not serving 100% the purpose of just entertaining the people, and their performances boosted. Their performances took off. All of a sudden they were pure, also because their English was pure. Because it wasn't their mother language, so it wasn't infected. It wasn't stained with bad habits. It wasn't kind of impregnated with stuff that didn't belong in there. It was just pure delivery, and it was incredible to see that shift. The actors themselves, they had to acknowledge, oh my God, I'm better in English, or I'm more convincing, or with this type of emotion, I feel more comfortable in English rather than in my mother language. And that applies to me as well. You know, I'm kind of a weird case, right? I'm out of Sicily, I'm acting in Germany and in German language. I grew up in Germany, I was raised in Germany, between Germany and the United States. I just recently went back to Italy just to get back to Germany again. So I would call myself a German actor, like a German actor of Italian descendants, but I feel more comfortable in English. I act better in English because my language is pure. I have more drive, I have more perfection, and I have less flaws in English than I have in German or in Italian. It's less infested with emotions, with bad memories, with emotional scars, with everything that is dark about my persona, which of course is not always fruitful, but I'm saying that to a certain extent, I'm clearer when I'm acting in English because I'm just serving the purpose, what the author is giving me. And now we're getting casting requests and self-tape requests and requests from clients from all over the world that want to act in English. They want you to be in that movie. Don't be scared. If you're not speaking English flawlessly or perfectly, it doesn't matter because those productions are looking for that color, for that temperature, for that local nuance, inflection that comes from that countryside. But of course, it needs to be understandable and the emotion needs to be delivered. So the structure of your English needs to be good, and then you can play on top of it as much as you want because they want that folklore color attached to that international budget movie. This is the beauty of this global village that is acting in English. I just want to encourage you during this coffee break to really think about how good is your act in English? How good are you acting in English? What can you do to become better, to perform better, to speak out what your emotions really are? Because it's just about you telling the story in the most remarkable way. And who prepares in a remarkable way is ready to unroll in a unique way too. So be remarkable when you prepare, but unique when you share. And let's say you are an English-speaking person. You are from the States, so what can you do? I mean, acting in English is your thing already. So how many dialects do you have? How many accents can you nail? Is your Texas accent good? Is your New York accent good? Think about Tom Holland. He's from Great Britain, right? He's an English actor. He needed to learn Queen's accent for interpreting Peter Parker. He attended high school with a different name to learn that Queen's accent for being that perfect Peter Parker. So even an English-speaking actor already had to relearn certain aspects of his mother language in order to propel his performance. Homecoming, he is incredible. It's like he's from New York. How hard is that? If you are an English-speaking actor already, work on your accents, work on your inflections, on your flaws and consistencies, on your other dialects. There's so much to discover, so many pockets of creativity, like I always say, to tap into to make your performance even better. Just to reflect on that and to get it into your system will help you immensely also to become a better actor in the first place. Because it's not always about booking a job. It's about getting better with your product. It's always legacy first. Currency kicks in later. If you work on your legacy, on your product, on what you got inside and making your core better, you radiate that out. People will perceive that. Dude, he's working on his craft. He's not just delivering, he's not taking it for granted, he's got something. He's not just content with his product, he tries to improve. That always leaves a mark, an impression. Casting directors, they are your friends. They want to book you. And when they see that you're consistently and persistently working on your act and trying to improve every single detail about your performance, they will notice that. They will give you that shot. Because it's a privilege to be in this entertainment industry. And I mean it seriously, it is. And you shouldn't take that for granted. I want to be an actor. Show them that you want to be an actor. Show them that you are worth that shot. Show them that you are worth your money. Show them that you can raise the bills, raise the stakes, raise the bar for everybody else in the production. If you're constantly getting better, guess what? Your colleagues will notice that too. You will raise the bar, the level of quality inside of your community as well by showing that you are leaping forward. When you're thinking about, oh no, I don't feel like acting in English. It's not really my thing. I can't really express my feelings. It's not totally fitting my purpose as an actor. Well, find that out. Dive in first and ask later. You don't know what you could potentially discover once you open up that door. So don't recluse yourself from the greatest opportunities just because you're a bit lazy or afraid. Like I always say, if you're afraid of something, if you're tempted to let it go because it feels like unknown and uncharted territory, that's usually where your future greatness actually comes from. You have to cross the street because you want to see what's on the other side, or because you see it and nobody's doing it, so you have to do it first. So cross that street, open up that door. Believe in this product. So improve your English and shoot some self-tapes, send them out and see what the response is. Acting in English has really become something that everybody should take advantage from. A lot of people might think, okay, I'm not living in a big metropolitan area, so it's really no sense for me to act in English. I mean, how can I get access to that? You know what? It's called the internet. Just upload your material. There's so many platforms, so many resources, so many connections out there where you can upload your stuff. Even on your own Facebook page, on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram, on your social media platforms, or on those great servers like Filmmakers, Spotlight. There are some great casting servers and platforms out there. Italanta, Cast Forward, where you can upload your stuff. And when they see, okay, he's acting in English, you got an English speaking tape, a reel, something, they will consider you. Explore the boundaries of the language. Get better with them, and that's ultimately gives you also an advantage over your competitors. So acting in English is all about the self-exploration, as a matter of fact. And also getting access to an incredible market with a lot of great opportunities, a lot of fun, and a lot of new connections you can not even think of right now. You know, acting in English impacted my life, my business, my connections, and the way I look at entertainment industry as well. It made me less anxious and frustrated. It took a lot of pressure away from my system because I knew, okay, there are so many pockets I can eventually dive into. I don't have to be so centered about my language and my local business and my local interpretation. There is potentially a universe I can tap into. I'm telling you now, because of that, because I'm for over 6 years now working with Italian, American, English, Swedish, German, Spanish productions with actors from all over the world, because this market is real, because I'm the representation of what I'm saying right now. Because of that, if you need to fortify your English performance, if you need to solidify your English speaking, your pronunciation, your inflections, your rhythm, if you need to boost your act in English, come over, send us an email, watch our videos through the CoachMC.studio with your inquiries, with your remarks, with your comments, with your questions, and use that potential that I can offer you, that huge experience. It's an immense bag. We shot, I don't know how many, like hundreds of self-tapes, I'm telling you guys. And the market is getting bigger and bigger, so by all means, take advantage of that. So guys, it's been a great pleasure sharing this latest episode of My Coffee Break with you. Leave a comment in the comment section below what you thought of this. Leave a big like, a big thumbs up for sharing this content, for sharing this value, and share this video to your community so we can get stronger and better together, because ultimately our mission here at the CoachMC Studio is to create a thriving community of great actors, performers, and artists for ever better performances, truly remarkable performances. Smash the bell to get notified every time we grind out a new video, and follow our other adventures on Facebook and Instagram. It's the CoachMC. See you next time with the next coffee break. It's been a great pleasure, guys. Now, you're ready to perform.